Whoa. Mm. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. You know, it's so funny because Cowboys got a victory over the Carolina Panthers. And, you know, it's funny, especially Eagle fans. Congratulations on getting the win. You got a big win, of course, today against the Steelers. And it's funny because I had an Eagle fan come in and say, oh, I guess that the Steelers are frauds now, you know, now that we beat them. It's like, well, we beat them too, bro. I mean, they did lose to the Cowboys earlier in the season. I'm just saying, they're trying to pound their chest, and it's like, yeah, well, we beat them too. And we're not a good team, so what does that say? And here's an interesting thing here, too, is the Eagles squeaked out a win last week against the same Carolina Panthers team that we played, right? And it was 22-16. The amazing thing is Jalen Hurts had, I think, 83 yards. Now, let's be clear here. The Panthers are not good to stop the run. They're not good to stop the run. Saquon had an incredible game that game. They rushed for 209 yards against that Carolina Panther team. And only 83 yards passing. Now, they did a lot better this week passing the football against the Steelers. Congratulations. I'm just going back to comparing apples to apples. But they had 83 yards with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith and everything else with a great offensive line, you know, having an all-world running back. I'm just saying that, you know, that's what you did. 83 yards passing, 209 yards running the football. Now, what's kind of cool about this game was the Cowboys, you know, we had some questionable plays. You know, Cooper Rush fumbled the football and things. And, you know, people are like, hey, let's play Trey Lance. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of like, yeah, we might need to play Trey because we started off kind of slow. But we got ourselves into gear. And here's what's amazing is, now, Jalen Hurts, 83 yards against the Carolina Panthers defense. Cooper Rush, 199 yards. Eagles, 209 yards rushing. I believe we had 214 yards rushing. Now, again, we're not going anywhere. We're not. But when I think about how many people the Dallas Cowboys have lost this season, and this season has been an abomination. It's insane the amount of people that we've lost. We have literally lost, if you're a frontline name player, not named CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Smith, or Micah Parsons, they've been injured. Every other big name player we have had has been on injured reserve. And some of them, you know, Micah Parsons missed 5 games. But, you know, it's been so long since we've seen D-Law play, I forget that he's even on the roster. Sam Williams, a second-round pick before training camp. Now, Diggs, his career with the Cowboys could be in jeopardy because he's been dealing with the knee injury that we're hearing that he didn't really rehab as hard as the Cowboys would have liked him to get it back in shape to be ready to play. But we've lost Dak. We had lost, of course, Brandon Cooks for a long time. CeeDee Lamb has been beat up, battered and bruised because of, let's face it, because of Catboy's whole philosophy of, well, you know, when we pay CeeDee Lamb a lot of money, we know that we got to get him more touches with the football. It's just the reality of it that when you pay one guy, that means you can't bring in others. So we need him to be kind of like that position flex. We need him to play running back as well as wide receiver. And then that way, we're sure to get that money right. Yeah, and so CeeDee Lamb has been beat up. all season. And you think that we have just lost player after player. We just got Agoda back. Not that Agoda was great, but there it is. You see him going to the locker room, and it's just like, my God. Is it something in the air? Is it something in the water? What is it about the Dallas Cowboys this year that they can't stay on the field? That we've got more knee injuries and hamstring pulled off. I had never heard of a hamstring pulled off the bone, but now the Cowboys have had two players that have literally had the hamstring pulled off the bone. 2 years in a row. It's crazy. But we got a victory. Now here's the reality of all this as we get ready to do our game balls. In the grand scheme of things, the chances, yes, there's a chance, a 1% chance. But like I said about this whole season, that we were going to have to thread the needle to be successful because we were so thin in so many places and we had so many questions that went on. And so be that as it may, with the Commanders winning, and right now you've got the Green Bay Packers winning, which doesn't help us either. That means that, Seattle may be in the mix with the rest of the people in their division. So the Cowboys are really, truly on the outside looking in. We haven't been eliminated, but we would need Washington to lose the rest of their games. All of them. The last three. Or we would need, we would need Washington to lose their last three, and we would need San Francisco to lose at least one, and we'd have to win all of ours. We would need the Cardinals to lose at least one, and I think we would need the Rams to lose two to have a chance. That's how bad it is. It's just not there. But what this is good for is getting in some work and finding guys for next year. So, game balls. A lot of people think I hate Cooper Rush. I had people literally, when Cooper Rush threw his third touchdown pass, oh, Mark Holmes getting scared because there goes Dak Prescott's job. I don't know that Dak Prescott's job, Geno Smith is down. I don't know that Dak Prescott's job is in jeopardy. Cooper Rush had a great game, a career game for him. 219 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions, just a fumble. That looks like he went down really without being touched. I think that's an Achilles. I think he just tore his Achilles. I think Geno just tore his Achilles tendon. Oh, man. Yeah, you saw him have that, oh, damn. Wow. He's walking off. Damn. Cooper Rush had a good game. But Cooper Rush has a noodle for an arm. He can't get the ball deep. Okay? And he literally just about got CeeDee Lamb killed a couple times. CeeDee Lamb, but he did what you needed him to do. And the Cowboys got everything that you want to get a win. You had balance, you got takeaways, you protected the quarterback, and for the most part, you protected the football. So, Cooper Rush, 3 TDs. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Cooper Rush doing exactly what you want a backup quarterback to do, which is not lose it, make some plays when they're there, and take command of the team. He did all of the above and did it well. Back to, of course, CeeDee Lamb. We really need another really good target to go with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb literally did everything. I have to say, CeeDee Lamb has evolved and grown so much this season. This is not the same CeeDee Lamb that when we played Green Bay last year that was checked out. CeeDee Lamb has nothing to play for right now. Nothing. He's out there injured where he could go ahead and say, you know what, bro, I'm hurt. I can't go. But he's out there making plays and giving it his all. And, when he did that the pass was so far behind him. CD literally stopped, turned around to catch the football. There were other times where literally he's getting jacked up because Cooper Rush has got the passes up high, or he's got him going across the middle and leading him right into the defender. And for CeeDee Lamb to be able to get up and continue to play, CeeDee Lamb is now a baller. And that's one guy who's definitely earning his money, who also passed the 1,000-yard mark. And they say, okay, big deal, he's got 1,000 yards. He got 1,000 yards where Cooper Rush has been throwing the ball a lot. And that means he's one of only 2 Dallas Cowboy players to have started their career with 4 1,000-yard seasons. Him and Michael Irvin. That's the list. And you have to say, I love that. So CeeDee Lamb, shout out to you. Frickin' Rico, who's making the Cowboys think differently about which way they have to go with the draft. Rico had a better day today than Saquon did. Rico, who has the last 4 weeks gotten more and more carries and more yards, from 80 to like 112 to 136 to today, 149 freaking yards. Not only that, it was 6 yards a carry. His yard average has boosted up to 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry. And he's less than 200 yards away from a 1,000-yard season. Potentially, he may have more yards rushing the football than any year that Tony Pollard has had with this team. And as far as yards per carry, Tony Pollard splitting time with Zeke Elliott, I believe, had 5.8 2 years ago. But to think that Rico is now a lead back for the Cowboys and carrying it in the middle, that boy can run. You gotta say, my man, shout out to you. Game ball right there. Jalen Tolbert had a really bad drop early in the game. This is where you're like, oh man, this game. We were rolling 10-0. 10-0. Cooper Rush fumbles. They get a cheap touchdown. All of a sudden it's 10-7. And I believe after that drive, we had a 3rd down shot where literally the ball was right there with Jalen Tolbert. He did have somebody draped on him, but didn't come down with it, but has to come down with it. But Jalen Tolbert, if you look at the yards that he has right now, this season, and compare him to what we got from Michael Gallup the 2 years after signing his contract, right now Jalen Tolbert's had a better season. Jalen Tolbert has, I believe, 4 touchdown catches this season and about 500 yards. So I love Jalen Tolbert, but I'm not sure he's the number 2 guy for us. I think he needs to be our number 3. And this is where I look and say, I need a lights out number 2 right now. Brandon Cooks is getting older, and well, fire's gone. Okay. Brandon Cooks is getting older. I don't think he'll be back next year. This is where I think we need to be looking at getting another playmaking wide receiver. But Jalen Tolbert, nice recovery. The toe tap swag in the end zone. Incredible catch. Incredible throw by Cooper Rush, and an incredible catch getting the feet down. So, of course, Jalen Tolbert gets a game ball. But you also have to look at the offensive line. Did a really good job. They opened up some holes for Rico, and Rico kept pushing the pile. They did a really good job right there on Carolina, and they exploded points-wise. Gino's limping and going to the locker room. That doesn't look good. But he's at least walking, so that's a start. Rico had some holes to go through, and for the most part, Cooper Rush, he was sacked a couple times, but for the most part, Cooper Rush had time to go ahead and throw. These are all elements of having a balanced offense. When you can have 214 yards running and 199 yards passing, that's by definition a balanced offense. And that was a very good day for the Dallas Cowboys. On the defensive side, the defense, return of the Mac. Wow. Micah Parsons, a guy who people keep saying, trade him, get yourselves a couple of number ones. That's assuming that the Cowboys could actually work out a trade, because it seems like whenever the Cowboys trade somebody, they don't get value out of it. They don't. They suck at trading, okay? They always spend too much and get too little in return. And so the thought of, yeah, the Cowboys, they'll just trade Micah and get 2 number ones. That may be the going rate, but do you think the Cowboys can get that with Catboy? But Micah Parsons, who missed 5 games this season, had 2 more today, and I think 2 tackles to go with it. Still a beast, still being held like crazy, and he is, by definition, because they're focusing on him, making the other players around him better. For those who say trade Micah Parsons, dude's got 8.5 sacks. If in the next 3 games he can get 1.5 sacks, he will have started his career out having double-digit sacks each of the 4 years. And we're talking about very rare air of guys that have done that. You can probably count them on one hand. And he is, without a doubt, our best pass rusher. And is a guy who you may not like that he does social media, although that's evolved and changed, and much like CeeDee Lamb, he has grown up tremendously this season. A lot of times, when you go through hard times, that's when you find the real gritty people, the real people who can bounce back, that the ones that you want to go to war with. And I don't think Micah Parsons has been through anything like this season. Losing players left and right, like last week, losing Overshown, where it's literally hurt to his soul inside. But Micah is a leader, and we're fortunate to have him. So we'll see where this goes with him in the offseason after Stephen Jones kind of saying that he can't imagine not having Micah Parsons, but also, too, looking at the situation where they're so top-heavy that they've lost so many people, and you have to say, if it ends up being that Diggs gets cut this offseason, I'm sorry I'm getting long-winded on game balls, but you start looking at this and saying the big contracts they've been paying have not been paying off for them. You can't say we'll go into that another time, because we're trying to feel good. Osa Indigazua. A sack and 3 tackles, and was constantly putting pressure. And this is a guy, and it seems like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy, but it seems like the defense is really beginning to get together, even though on a weekly basis we are losing people. We lost Diggs, of course, before this game. We lost Overshown last week. We have lost everybody at some point on here. Last week was literally the first time we played with Bland, Diggs, and Jordan Lewis. And that happened for 1 game. 1 game. But Osa, definitely, bro, you got to get a game ball as well. Golston. We had a Golston sighting in here. Because we've had so many people get hurt, we're playing guys that haven't been getting a whole lot. Golston gets a sack in there. This is one of those days where you get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a sack. Because even Jordan Lewis got a sack today. It was meat at the quarterback. Bryce Young was like a rag doll all damn day. And this defense got not 1, not 2, but 3 takeaways. Again, another thing that helps you win. When you can get takeaways, and let me explain to you the difference, okay? The Cowboys, we have a 10-0 lead, right? 10-0 lead. We are driving. We are in the red zone. We are about to score at least a field goal, maybe a touchdown, right? What happens? Cooper Rush fumbles the football. Immediately, that very first play, they go deep and they get a touchdown. So you can look at this and say, that fumble cost the Cowboys at least 10 points, possibly 14 points. That's the difference of having takeaways. When you can be on the positive side of taking away the football, it helps you win. And so when we look at this game, you got everything you wanted. You got your takeaways. You got your sacks and hurrying up the quarterback. You got your balanced offense and running game. You got efficient passing. You led in every major category that you need to win a game. Oh, and the penalties weren't bad. You weren't highly penalized. That, for the most part, surprisingly, without all the great pieces that we normally have, that looked like a good football team. And this is one of those games that you look at and say, well, damn, what if we had had Dak? What if Zach Martin wasn't on IR and was playing like an all-pro? You know, what if Tyler Guyton had actually been pretty good and stayed healthy? What if we had had Diggs, coming back 100% from the ACL? What if we could have added a Sam Williams and a DeMarcus Lawrence into the mix on the defensive front? What if we still had Overshown and that we were able to play all these guys together at the same time? What if we had Brandon Cooks healthy all season? You look at this and say, well, damn, we've won 6 games with literally every big player on our roster gone just about or injured. What would happen if they were healthy? Now, that's a big if. But that's where you look at it and say, well, damn, okay, I see you, Mike McCarthy. I see you. There's nothing that, out here that's, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're not. There's not much to play for. But they're playing. And they're playing well. We've won 3 out of the last 4 games. Now, I don't know why we can't win at home. But damn if we ain't playing on the road. So that's all I have to say about that. I've been a little long-winded tonight, but, I haven't been able to do too many of these fireside game balls this season. So, let me, Eagle fans, I know y'all want to come in and pee my Wheaties, and tell us we're stupid for winning or you beat a nobody, a hack team. And I'm kind of like, yeah, well, we beat them a little bit better than you did. Your game was in doubt against these same guys last week. So I don't want to hear it. Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. I don't know what my life would be without doing this with you all. And I appreciate y'all. And remember, tell the people you love how much you love them. Because one of these times, I'm going to say that. And it's going to be the last time that I ever say it. And I want you all to know, I love you. Peace out.